Hey love, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Shar, aka Love Sarí. I'm a psychic energy reader, intuitive energy alchemist, spiritual teacher, and transformation guide. I am also the creator and owner of Luminous Soul Love, which is here to help you remember how to love yourself deeply and always remember that you are worthy, regardless of what stage, what area of life it is that you feel like you are going through change and transformation in, okay? So essentially what I do is help you master your energy so that you can restore your sense of self-love, self-worth, and confidence. All right, so today we are unpacking what it truly means to be on a healing and or spiritual journey. Now, a pattern that I have been noticing in the collective over the past few months, especially, well, this past year, especially with everything happening globally and economically, especially here in the US, is that a lot of people are feeling like they can't seem to heal no matter what it is that they do. And it's really creating this downward spiral, if you will, of feelings of depression and feeling like, what's the point? This is rightfully so understanding, right? It always feels like there's some type of challenge or struggle that you are stuck in. It feels like you're constantly having to wait or work through some type of blockage, be it mental, financial, emotional, whatever. Or there's this sense of never having done enough. Like there's always something else that you have to do. Like you're always almost there. Listen, I know firsthand how exhausting, like that shit is extremely exhausting, okay? But to answer your question, the reason why you can't seem to heal is because you are trying to heal yourself by fixing. You are not fucking broken. Like nothing about you is broken. You're trying to heal yourself and in terms of fixing instead of healing yourself by accepting and embracing. Now, contrary to popular belief and all of this bullshit that we have been fed and told by all of these gurus online and in these self-help books and all of these things, etc., healing is not about fixing. Healing is honestly about remembering. It's about embracing. It's about honoring. 1:11 on the clock as I say that. Okay. So what you are remembering is who the fuck you are, the truth, the true essence of who you are. It's about your state of being, right? So ever since the moment you were born, you have been taught and conditioned to be everything but who you are. Express yourself as everything other than how you normally would express yourself, what feels natural and organic and authentic to yourself. I know we hear authenticity and it's a popping trend, okay? But stick with me, okay? Again, this is talking about a state of being. So this is you understanding how your own energy works and exactly who you are when no one else around. So at its core, this is the truth of your own self-expression. So how you as a soul having this human experience are being and like to be expressed. The second piece of what healing or your healing journey really is about honoring, specifically honoring yourself and what it is that you feel and what it is that you need. A lot of times, especially when we start talking about interacting with other people and having to fit into different groups and portions of society in order to feel safe and have access to the tools and resources that we need for survival, we can tend to abandon ourselves, our own needs and what we feel for the sake of perceived survival, right? But what we don't realize and understand is that we were born with everything that we needed. We had everything that we needed before we even got here, right? What is his name? Wayne Dyer talks about that in his movie called The Shift. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend that you watch it. No affiliation whatsoever. It's just one of those things that has been near and dear to me ever since I stumbled upon the video. It's actually here on YouTube. But it's something that I like to kind of revisit at least once or twice, sometimes 3 times a year, just whenever I find myself in need of a new perspective and a new way of thinking and looking at things. When I find myself in challenging situations, having trouble accepting different parts of myself at different levels of awareness and consciousness and new ways and states of being. My point is, when you ignore what it is that you need and what it is that you feel, you are ignoring your own intuition and disrupting your ability to be led and guided by your own internal guiding system, aka your intuition, right? When you ignore what it is that you want and need, you begin to create an atmosphere supportive of burnout, depression, anxiety, stress, all the things, because you are constantly in this rotation, in this cycle of not having your needs met and your energetic requirements and the things that your energy needs to thrive are going unmet, and there's no one ever pouring into you. People learn how to treat you by how they witness you treating yourself. Okay, so again, your healing journey, the second portion of what a healing journey actually is you not abandoning what it is that you feel in need. Oh, something else before I forget that I want to point out with this particular piece is that when you ignore the things that you feel and need, you're also discrediting and discounting your ability to be able to decipher what people, places, and things are actually beneficial, supportive, and healthy or not for you. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. The third piece to what a healing journey and spiritual journey actually is going to be embracing. So you embracing yourself, specifically you embracing this perceived or the perceptions that you have about your own imperfections, right? And seeing them as perfect expressions of who you truly are. I talk more about this in my Know Your Purpose guide, so KYP. It's available on my website. The link for it to be in the description box. Anyway, I talk more about this in Know Your Purpose, but we are each here as a specific frequency to be expressed and experienced first and foremost by ourselves and then by others, right? So we are a vessel for energy to be both expressed and experienced through. And so as such, it is our responsibility to understand what that looks like and to also define that for ourselves. And so when you start looking at your quote unquote flaws as a problem, right, that's you defining whether or not it's worthy of being expressed. And at the end of the day, you're not here to appease other people by how they think you should show up or what they think you should look like or act or whatever the case may be. You are here simply to be an uninhibited, unapologetic expression of your truth, who you are in your natural, authentic, again, unfiltered state of being, okay? And so on your healing and spiritual personal growth journey, you will often find that the more that you become comfortable and feel safe being expressed exactly as you naturally are, or allowing yourself to naturally express yourself, right? You will find that you begin to bump heads with a lot of people, places, and things that were initially in your life and that you were initially entertaining and communing with and communicating with on a daily or day-to-day basis, right? You will find that you all of a sudden start bumping heads, or you've changed, or you're being selfish, or, whatever, however they want to try to apply and initiate guilt and shame around you taking the mask off that you were initially wearing, but that they are still too afraid to take down for themselves. And so this constant feeling of never being able to heal and constantly feeling like you're having to wait or having to always almost be there is honestly a way that you are subconsciously punishing yourself for no longer being able to stay loyal to the people, places, and things that you've outgrown. And it's not about you being selfish or not being a loyal or trustworthy person or a dependable person or anything like that. It is that you are now dropping the facade, dropping the mask, and no longer allowing yourself to play pretend, okay? And a lot of people will have problems with that because they don't know how to stop pretending, or they can't understand how to not have to pretend anymore, okay? So again, this is not about you fixing yourself. This is about remembering who the fuck you are, embracing what it is that you feel and need, or honoring what it is that you feel and need, and embracing your natural way of self-expression or of expressing yourself, okay? Without you having to explain it, without you needing to constantly explain your soul and why you feel the way you feel. The fact that you feel that way is enough. The fact that you need whatever it is that your soul, your energy needs to thrive, to feel safe, sane, and secure is enough. But sometimes when the people, places, and things that we have grown attached to are not able to meet those needs, it's time to detach, it's time to release, and it's time to let go, and it's time to move on. And that portion of it can feel like it's tricky and uncomfortable because it begins to feel lonely. But this is not punishment. This is seclusion and isolation, so that you can quiet the noise and begin to remember who you are and get reacquainted with the truth of who you are. It's kind of like trying to hear the intercom while you're ordering food, but you have the music turned up too loud in your car. They can't hear you, you can't hear them. Your soul, you can't hear your soul, and your soul is trying to reach you to say, hey, wake up. This is who we are. This is the truth of our being. This is how we naturally express ourselves. But you can't see it, or you can't hear it clearly, right? Because it's drowned out by all of the expectations of who you've been taught that you have to be, or need to show up as, in order to be loved, appreciated, valued, and accepted, right? And it's not true. It's just that you haven't yet had the experience of those who will appreciate, value, and accept you as you naturally and truly are. If this is resonating for you, definitely comment below and let me know, and I will create another video answering all of your questions. If you are somebody who is tired of feeling like you're constantly having to wait and always almost be there, right? Then head over to my Patreon, where there are additional tools and resources to support you and help you navigate and take action to get out of that funk and that misconception of being stuck in this position of never being able to heal. It's not true. It's just your approach to healing that needs shifting, not you specifically. All right. I will see you in the next video. Bye, my love.